Today on Sugar Spun Run, I'll be showing you how to make my favorite peanut butter sheet cake. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. This is a super easy peanut butter sheet cake, and it is topped with my favorite old-fashioned peanut butter fudge-like frosting. You are going to love it, so let's go ahead and get started by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for today's recipe, we are going to start over on the stove top. The first thing you're going to need is 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, and you can see I've cut this into about tablespoon-sized pieces. I'm just gonna add this into my saucepan. And along with that, I'm going to add 1 cup of water, and I'm also going to add 1/4 cup of oil. You want to use a neutral cooking oil. This is canola oil, but vegetable oil would also work. So once I have everything in the pot, I'm going to turn my stovetop heat to medium, and I'm just going to cook this, stirring occasionally until the butter is all melted. And then I'm going to turn up the heat just a notch to medium-high, and I want to bring everything to a boil. Okay, now as soon as you see that boil happening, we are going to remove this from heat, and we are going to add 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter. Careful, I don't want to splatter myself. We'll just stir this in until the peanut butter is melted and the mixture is nice and smooth. All right, this looks pretty good. We don't have any lumps of peanut butter remaining, so I'm just gonna set this aside, and in a separate bowl, we are going to combine 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, and 3/4 cup of firmly packed light brown sugar. Drop that in. We'll also add 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. This is just table salt. Now we'll just stir everything together until these ingredients are nicely combined. And we're going to add our peanut butter mixture into this, but I grabbed a bowl that's a little bit too small. So let me go ahead and swap this out real quickly, so we don't end up with a big mess on our hands. Just get everything nicely combined. You wanna break up any lumps from the brown sugar if you see them. I'll just smash them with my spoon. And now, since we have a larger bowl, we can add our peanut butter mixture. We'll stir these ingredients together until everything's nicely combined. You can use an electric mixer, stand mixer, or hand mixer for this. I'm gonna see if I can get everything nicely combined and smooth just using a spatula today though. Make sure you scrape the sides and especially the bottom of the bowl. Sometimes that flour likes to sit on the bottom and you'll end up with lumps in your batter later on if you don't scrape that now. Okay, now we're not done yet. The next thing that you are going to need is a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. And we're going to add 2 large eggs to this. I always like to crack them in a separate dish. That way I don't get any shell in my buttermilk, or if the egg happens to be a bad egg, I don't lose my buttermilk because of that. There's 1 egg, 2 eggs. And I have 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract that I'm going to add. And I'm just going to whisk everything together until those egg yolks are nicely broken up and this mixture is nicely combined. This looks pretty good. So we'll add this to our peanut butter mixture, and we're going to stir this in until it's completely combined. We want to have a nice smooth batter. Get everything out of there. And for today's recipe, you could bake this in either a 9x13 pan or a jelly roll pan. I will include written instructions if you want to bake in a jelly roll pan, but today I am going to be using a 9x13. In just a second though, I still need to get my batter combined. All right, now this is looking pretty good. So we'll grab our baking pan, again, using a 9x13 baking pan today. And with a sheet cake, I plan on serving it right in the pan that I bake it in. So I'm not going to be needing to invert it onto a cooling rack or anything like that. But to make it easy to come out of the pan, I still do like to spray it with a little bit of baking spray. If you don't have baking spray, you can lightly grease and flour the pan. Now I'll pour this in. All right, now we'll take this over to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where it's going to need to bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. I would start checking it at 25 minutes. If you're using a lighter colored pan, it might take a little bit longer. Now we're gonna wanna check that the cake is done by using the toothpick test. Just take a toothpick, insert it in the center of the cake. You can see I've already done it a couple times here. And the toothpick should come out clean or with a few moist crumbs. Today, the cake actually took about 30 minutes to finish baking. All right, we'll let this cake cool in its pan for a little bit, and meanwhile, we can head over to the stovetop and begin preparing our peanut butter frosting. Now you're going to need a medium-sized saucepan. Now before we actually begin, you are going to want to go ahead and measure out your powdered sugar. You'll need 4 cups of powdered sugar, and if you want a nice, smooth, lump-free icing, you're going to want to sift the sugar first. That's a pain, so a lot of times I skip that step, but it depends on how important the aesthetic is to you. You'll also want to get your vanilla extract ready. You'll just need 1 teaspoon of that. All right, now back to our saucepan. We are going to start with 10 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Add that right in. You also need 1/2 cup of buttermilk, 2/3 cup of creamy peanut butter. I typically avoid using the natural style of peanut butter just because people have reported mixed results. Sometimes the oil in that will separate, so I usually just stick to generic, not natural peanut butter. We're also going to add a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to cook everything on medium heat, medium-low heat until this butter is nice and melted and the mixture smooth. All right, once you start to see some bubbling happen, we are going to immediately remove this from heat. And we are just going to add this peanut butter mixture right into our sugar that we already measured out. Add our vanilla extract from earlier that we measured out. And I'm going to start gently folding this together using my spatula, but in a second, I'm gonna switch over to the whisk. Wow, that's hot. Doesn't taste as good yet either because there's no sugar in it, so that was disappointing. This hot peanut butter mixture is going to start melting the sugar. We are going to be left with a really nice, smooth, fudgy, kind of candy-like frosting. So like fudge candy, not hard candy. So once I know my powdered sugar's not gonna fly all over the place, I'm gonna switch over to a whisk. Just whisk everything together until it's nice and smooth. And this is where you'd run into lumps if you had not sifted your sugar, but guys, I put in the work. I made my sister sift this sugar for me before we began so we would have a nice, smooth frosting. Look at that, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, but we don't wanna wait around too long. We don't want this to cool too much or it won't spread over our cake. So grab our peanut butter cake. I'm gonna hurry up and pour this over the cake. It smells amazing. Oh no, I missed a spot at the bottom. Whew. Good save. Like I said, this is already starting to solidify, so you want to move pretty quickly with this. Otherwise, you'll just have a giant glob of frosting right in the center of your cake, and then that would be my piece. We'll just spread this over our cake. So excited to eat this. Okay, in a perfect world where we had a lot of patience, we would wait for this frosting to totally set before we cut in. But this one's actually cooling pretty quickly. My cake had more time to cool than I expected. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and cut in right now. We'll see how messy it is. The frosting will set. It's never going to be like hard or super firm, but it will be a little bit more firm than it is when I cut it out of here right now. Oh yeah, this corner has a lot of frosting on it. I'm pretty excited about that. This poor cake, it's like, I need more time. And that is how you make my favorite peanut butter sheet cake. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you try this one out, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. My favorite part. It's all so good, but I could literally just eat this frosting by itself.